Currently in my M3 Touring. This is going to sound really strange, but I haven't got a very rigid plan for this video whatsoever, but we are going to be modifying my car in this video. I've kind of held off modifying this car because I love it just the way it is. It looks good, it feels good, it drives well, and it just serves the purpose of the daily driving car for me perfectly anyway. So it's a good, great all-rounder, but there is some things that I want to do to it, but I just don't want to go too mad. I want it to be subtle. I know this is YouTube, and generally on YouTube, we're meant to go mad with cars. We're meant to go for big power, make things outrageous and crazy, but I don't want to do that to my daily driver. So we are going to be modifying this car in this video. Let's get to BRS. Right, so we've arrived at VRS and Will is about to dictate the future of my M3. Basically. What are we doing, Will?
Well, I think we should put turbos on it.
This is the thing. Everyone's expecting me to go for big power, but
I think, to be fair, with what we just talked about and maybe an M5 or something like that, there's no point going too far with this, is there?
Nah, there ain't. I'm quite happy with the car. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. This is the first time you've actually seen my
I've seen pictures, obviously, but I've not actually seen the car physically.
Yeah.
So, and obviously in the pictures you can't see too close, but it's got all the carbon exterior, flat bar looks things, interior.
It's got a lot of nice spec, and this kind of way I didn't want to. I've held back with modifying it. I love the car. I'm getting on really well with the car.
Yeah, I mean, who's not going to love it? It's
I
such a
know.
lovely car. So, obviously, we're going to just do springs and spaces today.
Yep.
And we're not tuning it or anything like that. So
you have spoke to me about tuning it. It would be wonderful to tune it.
yeah, but the problem is it's warranty, everything else makes everything very complicated. On if you were to then sell the vehicle, theoretically, the next owner, you wouldn't have a manufacturer's warranty anymore.
Yeah.
Then it's
A lot comes with it.
potentially a big problem.
And also, I always refer back to my RS6. When I'd done that car, I know you've done an amazing job of it. It's even still got the same setup on it today.
Yeah,
Like
that customer still comes here.
Oh, really? Oh, wicked.
Well, yeah, normally.
Yeah, you've seen the car since I've owned it, and it was wicked. The power was unreal. These things as well, that you can get massive power out of them. But I just like it the way it is.
That's
it's
not
quick.
why you didn't buy it to go to Santa Pod and try and do a 7.25 mile, did you?
No.
If you did, then that's what you'd be doing. So
It would just take away the daily driving sort of feeling about it. And yeah, I don't want to hate it, and at the minute I do love it.
yeah.
So yeah, modifications wise, I might be doing more in this video. I don't actually know. I just knew I was coming here today. But you've
I
got
think if we do wheel spacers and springs.
Yeah.
We've measured the car already, so we know the height.
Yeah.
Currently, so we'll put the springs on, the MMR springs, MMX, MMR, and the same spacer kit.
Yeah.
Then, what we'll do then is, if it's too low on the back, we'll put the rear springs back on, because you mentioned that you don't want it to go too low on the back. So obviously the front's quite high, which is normal on an M3, M4.
Yeah, they sit really
But
light.
we're gonna measure it all and just put them on anyway. I'm guessing that they've already been spec'd so that it doesn't drop the whole car down. Normally they drop like that. So we'll just see what it's like.
Yeah.
And then if you're happy with it, we'll leave it. If not, then we'll put the original springs back on the back. We'll just have a little bit of
a play around
with it today. Yeah,
so just quickly touch on MMR. So they're now rebranded as MMX. They're actually the BMW sector of Racing Line, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
So they're essentially the same company, but they've got a different brand.
Owned by the same people, yeah.
And they do BMW parts, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. So yeah, let's get it on the ramp and see what it looks
we'll
like.
get it done, and then when it's done, you can then decide whether you're going to get the guys at EAG to do all your splitters and stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know, like, you're worried about knocking them off and breaking them and stuff like that. So
yeah, like little things like that. Cause stuff comes with. Maybe I'm getting old.
I put my M3 had 3 splitters on the front. In the end, I left it off.
Really?
And then I put one on just before your show, which the day after I smashed off. I went around a corner and there was a hump in the road.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, oh.
No way.
Yeah,
that is annoying.
Broke it straight away.
That is annoying. I've done it before as well.
Really
like
annoying.
it's just common. Yeah, it's part of it. Part of having a low car.
Yeah.
And it's always with modified
You're
cars
just always
in general.
worried about everywhere you go, and you know, it's like you're like, oh.
But at the same time, have you seen the splitter kits that EAG do? They look so good.
Oh no, they're amazing. They are 100%.
This is a dilemma.
That's the worst thing though, because they're so good, and then you break it, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
And also, this car was spec'd with the interior and exterior carbon. So it's got the exterior, the rear diffuser in carbon. It's got some nice little touches, but you know, it would be nice to go.
Yeah, I think a gloss black would probably look nice if they do a kit like that. Or do you
Yeah.
go for a carbon kit? Or
We'll see. We'll see. I'll see how I feel after I've loaded it, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's get the lowering done first.
Let's
and
do
then
that now.
we'll have a chat about the splitters maybe after.
So the first job was to remove the wheels, raise the car up on the ramp, remove the rear springs and fit the new ones. Then the same on the front, which was a bit more fiddly. Now we can fit the spacers, refit the wheels, add a bit of tyre shine for some glamour, and now insert some dramatic music for the grand finale.
My car is now lowered, Will.
looks good, doesn't it?
It looks proper good. It actually looks wicked. It's mad how springs and spacers change the look of a car.
I mean, we do it to every car, don't we? Do we own you and me?
Yeah, I love springs and
A lot of people
spacers.
do. But I mean, just before, like the height from the tyre to the wheel arch is just, it didn't do the car justice.
Nah, and just
the
closing-
back's so low.
Yeah.
It just makes them look odd. And with these springs, it's actually probably still. This has got the full set of springs on. We didn't worry about just putting the front.
Yeah, because
obviously they're a match set.
Yeah.
They're like Cold Trickle's tyres on Days of Thunder. They were a match set, weren't they?
I don't know what you're referring to be honest. Are you showing your age? Or
Maybe.
am I missing the trick?
Don't know, mate. Don't worry. It's a car man thing. You're obviously not a car man.
Maybe I'm not a car man. I'm good at selling cars. Actually, the video we just filmed, we'll talk about. Yeah, that's a different subject altogether.
No, you're good at selling it. You sold him a car, didn't you?
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, thanks, man. I'm good at losing money on cars.
You didn't? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But one thing we didn't mention, I don't think earlier on in the video, is they've got 90s on the front, 20s on the rear.
Same as a
which is why
M4, M3 comps are the same, aren't they?
on the earlier
Yours is
cars.
No?
No?
Oh, this is CSs, sorry.
CSs, yeah, because
I'm showing how much I don't know.
There you go.
It's a car man thing. You're obviously not a car man.
maybe I'm not a car man. It's a car man.
A CS has a 19 front.
Because I had an M4 CS tonight, and that had the
19
rear,
front,
bigger
20 rear,
wheels.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
And it's looking a lot better anyway. In a nutshell, it's looking a lot better. Let's go that way, Amar. Let's go that way.
So you're going to put
Let me
your
look at-
splitters on it now, then, yeah?
Well, this is the dilemma now, because I just don't want it splitters dragging on the floor, but then I don't know.
Well, put it on. See
Yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah, I've just messaged Richard at EAG. He's on it. He said, "Cav, get the car over to me, and we'll do some bits to it." I think what I should do first is just drive it. I'm going to drive it for a day or so,
Yeah.
and just see how I feel about the way it drives, and then I'll let everyone know in the video, in my first drive in my lowered M3 Touring, if I'm going to do splitters or not. And this sounds pathetic. Everyone will be thinking, why is he going so
You
petty?
just don't want to knock it off, though, do you?
Nah, I don't. And I do like things to be right. I hate.
It's not a 20 grand car, it's a 100 grand car, isn't it?
Yeah, almost.
You know, you don't want to smash your bumper off your 100 grand car, do you?
Nah, definitely not.
How much is that new, anyway?
It was not quite 100 grand.
Is that were they 100 grand when they were rare and people were putting?
I don't know. I don't know. I suppose they would have been. Yeah,
20 grand at one point, weren't they?
they were. A fully spec one's about 100 grand.
Is that?
But then they probably wouldn't have been doing no discounts at that point. Maybe now they. I don't actually know. I don't know.
People were selling them at an inflated rate because you couldn't get one, maybe.
Yeah. But I
I
think
remember
the
seeing them at stupid money. So
silly money when it first came out. But I think the retail on this today is about 85 grand. So
Nice.
either way, it's a silly amount of money, and I'm enjoying it, and I want to continue to enjoy it, and all that bloody splitter scraping on the ground and all that sort of stuff. I don't want that. So yeah, Will, thanks for doing your bit. We're going to get on to filming the C63 now.
Right.
You can see clearly on the ramp behind us. Thanks to Will. I'll link Will and MMR in the description below, and we'll continue on with the next chapter of the M3 Touring video now. Guys, just quickly, I'm going to be announcing the winner of the F80 M3 this Sunday on the Planet of Dreams Instagram at 9 PM. If you've not got your entries yet, it's 19 pence an entry. If you're a free user, you can get an entry for completely free. Make sure you do that. Dream catchers, you are, of course, already automatically entered. It's a lovely example. It's Yas Marina Blue. I think it's done 60-something thousand miles, low mileage, completely stock bar the visual stuff, splitter, front plate delete. I think it's on a set of springs and space as well. Just looks nice, really nice looking thing. Lovely example. It's going to be one of yours this Sunday. Good luck to everyone who's entered. I'll link Planet of Dreams in the description below. few months on from when we was at VRS, and I've had a complete change of heart about modifying this car further. The next step of the journey, we was meant to be going to EAG to get the splitters and that done, and I had a few other ideas as well. But I have since spent a bit of time in this car, of course. I don't know how many miles it had done at that point in time. Mileage now is, let's tell you all what the mileage is, 8,700 miles. And I've been daily driving this car and getting some great use out of it, and it just drives so well as it is. And you know what, I think what we need to do is we need to pull over, because then I can continue explaining more as we look at the visuals of this car. The problem with a G81 M3 Touring is it's just such a good car. It's perfect in so many ways, not just for me, but for so many different people. It fits so many people's lives perfectly. It's obviously a Touring. It's an M car. It's reliable. It's beautiful. It's got so much going for it. After I got it lowered, I looked at it and I thought, it just looks perfect. Lowered suspension, wheel spaces, that's it. And I don't think this car needs anything else. The issue with now adding splitters to the car, which we wasn't even going to do a video about this because it seems so petty maybe to some people, but to me these little details are so important. I like things to be right, and my car is right now, okay? It's perfect. But by adding a splitter, you can see straight away we're already really low. And as I drive down the road sometimes, if I'm going over a bump like that bump there, see that there? Manoeuvring this car over a bump like that is fine currently. But if we had a splitter, look, see him? Even a 530D, look. It's an effort. If we had a splitter here now, it's going to be a bit of a problem. Then it becomes a dilemma, like a trade-off. Do you go for a higher car with a splitter or a splitter kit all the way around, or a lower car without? You could put both on. You could lower it and add the splitter kit, but you're going to constantly have that thing in your mind that my splitter is about to get smashed off the front of my car. And everyone, I don't know, anyone who's had a splitter can relate to that. We had a 435D, didn't we, Amar, on Planet of Dreams. We put a splitter kit on it, and literally the day that we gave it away, I smashed the front splitter off. So I've got it in my head that that could happen again. This car was spec'd from factory with external carbon. I say exterior carbon and interior carbon. So it's got the stock rear diffuser at the back. And I like it. I like it. I love the way this car is spec'd. Obviously the twilight purple paint colour is just beautiful. The black wheels, perfect. It's just the combination of how this car is, all in all, to me, it's just absolutely spot on. So I do want to say a big thanks to EAG Specialist Cars, also to R44 Performance. They both reached out and said, Cal, let's put some carbon on your car, let's get, make it look a bit better. And admittedly, it would have looked a lot better with extra carbon, but I feel like, for me, personally, I just like it just the way it is. Something else that kind of triggered me to not modify this car was, we've done a video recently with Ricky, my friend Ricky Living Life Fast, in his M3 Touring. He'd modified that car to pretty much as you can possibly do. He'd done the front bumper, he'd done the splitter kit, done the wheels, the tyres, the suspension. He fully forged the engine, done a stage 3 or whatever on the gearbox. It's running over 1,000 brake horsepower, but as much as 1,500 brake horsepower. The car was an absolute beast. But I think what's really important to any of us, with any of our cars, is what is the purpose of that car? He built that car to be a fast street drag car, right? That is not a car, you can daily drive it, don't get me wrong, but it's not a car that you'd really build to daily drive. Your car, you need to understand what the purpose is of your car. I am daily driving this. Admittedly, we drive lots of other cars as well. We don't just drive the M3 Touring every day, but the purpose of this car in my life is it's a daily driver. The fact that it's got a big boot, and I am about to have another baby as well, point that out. It's got a big boot, it's got 5 seats, it's comfortable, and even going to a car show in the summer, I want something that looks good when I roll up to my car, even my events, Easy to the Event 2025, quick plug for that. Ticket link is in the description below if you haven't bought yourself a ticket yet. I want to be able to arrive at an event, summer's coming, sun's out now, days are getting longer. I want to be able to arrive at an event as a car guy in a nice car. So I've got a daily driver, it's good looking. Fuel wise, it does about 250, 300 miles to a full tank. I don't think that's bad at all. Like that's pretty good. Obviously if you drive it harder, it's less than that, but it is so good. And when I drove Ricky's car, I loved it. The car is an absolute machine. It's the fastest car that I've ever driven, the most fun car I've ever driven. But would I want to daily drive it? Would I want to do that level of performance or that level of mods to my car? Definitely not. Ideally, you need both. I suppose in an ideal world, you need more than one car. Every car's got its own purpose, but in the time that I've owned this, I've looked at what would it be like to own an M4? What would it be like? Even Kai said to me, Dad, why don't you get an M4? Why don't you have you looked at M3 saloons? And I do look at these other cars, and to me, although they're all the same car, essentially engine, gearbox, running gear, interior, everything about them's the same, apart from the body shape. For me, the Touring sits in a league of its own. It is just so unique, but also versatile. So, a whole video about why I cannot modify my M3 Touring, and the simple reason is because springs and spacers, I believe, is all it needs. So that's it. Maybe I'm getting old, I don't know. But sometimes less is more, and I've done it in the past where I've over modified a car and it's made me dislike the car. So in this case, the car is staying as it is. I want to say a massive thanks to Sitner BMW and Tring. They are the people that supplied me this car. It was an amazing experience picking up my first almost brand new car in my life. Also, I'll link Planet Dreams in the description below for anyone that wants to win the F80 M3 Saloon that we're going to be giving away this Sunday. And I think that's everything. That is everything. I love my car. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.